Hello, it's me again, the buyer, and we're finally back in the shed for more Cisalpina action. It's 1987 and we're in a really good position. We have 123 million in the banks, make quite a bit of money, although we have to repay quite a bit of loans as well. And we are doing a lot of research right now. So currently we are engineering a new supercar, the Nubia, which we developed 2 episodes ago. Then we are currently preparing our next racing efforts, a proper Group C car. We have a really good GT car, the Boreale, and our current supercar, which will soon be discontinued, the Cuneo. Our cash cow, however, still is the Freccia, but the Freccia is aging. We cannot keep up with production and we are selling 850 cars per month, reeling in loads of cash, but it's still a little bit outdated. And I think we really need to do something about that. So this is the goal for this episode. Engine-wise, we are currently preparing a 4-liter V12. We have a pretty up-to-date 2.5-liter V6 as well. A very old 3-liter V8 and an even older 1.5-liter inline 4, which already uses dual overhead cams. So maybe it can still be used even for modern emissions regulations. So without further ado, let's jump right into it and build a new entry-level sports car. Let's aim for the light sports market. I think this is also where we are currently selling into. Yeah, light sports premium. This is our main target market, but we are also selling a lot into sports. Again, we need a coupe and we still need something small. 2.3 meter wheelbase seems about right. And I want to have this. I think this body will be pretty hard again to not make it look Japanese and more Italian, but we'll see. Yeah, the thumbnail says it's a Japanese body. So let's try what we can do. We are pretty much experts in aluminium bodies, so we will further go with that even though it's a bit on the expensive side. We are also not really a mass production company yet, and we will probably never become one. Also, we still need to stay on the space frame front. The Freccia was rear-engined, so let's stick with that too. It will also help to reduce weight with the engine so close to the driven wheels. And then standard configuration, double wishbone, double wishbone. We could even go for a little bit of quality here just to make it a tiny bit better. The rest of the tech pool will help to make this really efficient in engineering. For the engine, replacing or cloning a variant is the option. I think it's fair to say the most recent 1.5 liter inline 4 could be replaced. Currently we have a version from 1983, so it's not that old. So let's first just choose that engine and see how far it will get us. Then rear-wheel drive of course, manual gearbox, 5 gears. The gearing ratios will be fine-tuned later. Which differential do we need? I think the helical one is the best for our sporty use case. I choose alloy wheels, no magnesium, because I think that's not really realistic. For the brakes, vented discs, and let's say a semi-clit under tray should do the job. It's a 2-seater with sports interior and premium cassette player. No power steering needed because it's properly lightweight, and also it only needs ABS, because traction control with a 1.5 liter engine not really needed. Safety wise, it might be that we need advanced safety with our space frame chassis to get it onto the road in Fuenia and in Hedvisia. But Hedvisia will be difficult again. Yeah, we also have to do something with the tires to make it go around the corners. Something like this is, I think, the entry-level configuration, and then the basic engineering is done. But we should make it a little bit better to see if it's actually scoring, so let's give it some proper brakes. And of course it's failing safety standards as always. Emissions are looking good, we are still fine with the old engine until 1998. And maybe we can still do something about it to make it to WES 9. I think we are not yet forced to update the inline 4. We could still use the old one and then do a facelift. But first of all, let's do the fun stuff. Let's do some design. I go for yellow this time again. And then let's first morph it again with the morphing UI to get the shape that we need. And we probably already need to decide if it should be a bit more roundish or a bit more edgy. When this will be released, it's about 92 or 93, so we are already well into the 90s and we should consider that in our design. So it should not look too much 80s, but I think a few references could still be okay. Also, as it's rear-engined, I somehow want to move the cabin a little bit to the front, not too much to the rear, to give it that forward-leaning look that I'm always tending to go for, and also did so with the Freccia. So I'm pretty happy already. The only thing I'm not so sure about yet is this thing here in the front. The reason is because I somehow don't see this repeating in other areas. I mean, here we have some kind of bumper shape, but it all looks a bit different back here. I think I try without first. Okay, it's good. So the first fixture choice is proper rims. I think these are quite nice. They look a bit like mid-90s Ferrari rims, so maybe this helps to make it look a little bit more Italian than Japanese. And then let's start with the actual design. For the front, again I want to go without pop-up headlights to give it a proper face. The Freccia had rectangular parallelogram style headlights, and I want to do somehow the same again, so that you can easily recognize it as a Cisalpina or the successor of the Freccia on the road. And I think these also fit the flow of the body quite nicely. Although we get some weird things going on here, we need to fix that. Line it up with the lower seam here, okay. And then we had some fake grille between the lights, so let's try to do that again. I want to make this plastic, and I also want to make this really a fake one, so I lay something behind it. Okay, also the outside of the headlights needs to be plastic, I think. And then this of course causes a bit more problems we need to cover up. Alright, and then of course our nice badge. That's looking excellent. And then some vents just for the brake ducts. And we still need something for the number plate. Yeah, fairly simple, but I think it's all right. I mean, 90s cars are pretty easy to design. They're just a blob, not as complex as the modern shapes, and you can just put the fixtures on the car and it will look somewhat alright. You don't have to do a lot of crazy body molding. As long as I don't, it will be alright. And now for the insides of the headlights. And then for the front, I just need a lip, I think, and then I'm pretty much happy. I had to use multiple lips now to warp it all around the edges. That was necessary. And then some washer nozzles. And some wipers, which are always a big problem. I can never make them look right, and this one is also quite difficult. Probably need 2 of them. I wanted only 1. Recently I've also discussed this on my Discord, which you should also join, link is in the description. There you can also download all of the Cisalpina car files and modify them and use them in BeamNG and whatever. But yeah, the discussion was that normally the wipers are mounted a little bit below the hood line. So normally there's a bit of a lowered part where they are mounted, which is this one here colored in black. But it's not really possible because you would need to mount the wipers in 3D if I lower the surface. And then put the wipers down there, but then they don't conform anymore to the windscreen. So we have to work in 2D mode, and as always, the wipers are a bit of a mess. Alright, is the front too Japanese? I don't know. For me it's alright. Now I want to try again with the body molding in the front at the bumper. Oh god, it's so sad. But I think I might go with this a little bit further. This gives it a bit more detail, and I just need to fix all of the other things again now. I can really live with that. And then on the side, I want to have a vent because the engine is in the rear. And maybe we can try something that it follows this contour here and comes back down like this. So this one is at its limits already from the polygon count. I think it fits overall the shape quite nicely, but the only thing is that the shading is not so nice because it's so flat. And that's why I don't like how it ends here in the middle of the door. It just doesn't look right. So let's try something custom. It's a lot more effort, but maybe it's worth it. So that's the cutout, and now let's see if we can get this done. We need our most favorite angled patches again. The only problem is that it's very, very long here. So this is the standard custom vent technique that I'm using here, which I also showed in a previous video. I use the angled patches to form the upper and lower edges. And then we can customize how much this should be angled. And now I just need to clean up the front side and put the grille in there. There we have it. It's a bit messy, but it's okay. Going to leave it there and take care of the front. Patch it up, there we go. And then with an additional seam, this should work out. Just this seam here will be a problem. Yeah, this will look like hell. Oh no, oh no. I don't know if we can leave it like that. I mean, we could bring the whole thing here to the front so that it actually ends with this and with the seam. But I really wanted to have this shape here going on. So let's first try something else. Okay, that's about as good as it gets here. What do we do back there? I have to do something. Let me try with individual small pieces. Let's take a look here. If I change this to this, it's actually alright. I think this one should work much better. Just need a bit more depth. And it only took me half an hour. And picking the door handle also took forever. The fuel tank is in the front, I guess. So, yes. There it goes. On the side I'm now pretty happy already. I don't think we need a Cisalpina logo here on the side, but I want to have some molding here on the sides good. That's good enough. And I need a side indicator, and then we're done. And then for the rear, we definitely need some air venting going on there. One thing I wanted to try on the side, some blades here, Testarossa style maybe. And then maybe we can try something similar in the rear. This grille fixture really almost matches the outline, so it's really good to give it some shape. No idea yet what I'm doing with the taillights, but I think this vent arrangement is quite nice. Then first, the one thing that I'm already sure of, the badge. Now taillights. Oh god. Problem is that we have to work on this inset surface now, which makes it incredibly more hard than if you would just have the original one. I really think I might have shot myself in the foot there with this air venting, but I really want to make this work. So after a good night's sleep, I had a new idea for the rear. And that is to make the parts that are currently the grille the actual taillights, and to do the venting somewhere else, maybe below that or maybe in the middle. That way the taillights much more match also what the Freccia looked like. So maybe we get a bit more coherence in the succession of the different models in our lineup if we do it like that. So let's try. I think in general it's working. Just need to insert a bit more, some more bulbs so that we get them brighter. Alright, that's that. Now I want to check if it looks better if the taillights already end here. And therefore we use our asymmetrical design technique, patent pending. So definitely from the seam alone, I think I like this one better. I like the shape of the other one, but I like how it integrates with the rest. So let's do it like this. Just checking if the sausage grill does anything, because we still need one anyway. Oh yeah, but the main problem is the cutting, because we are insert here. God. Oh god, the cutout is really bad. Also, I just see that the surface alignment here is still pretty much off. What have I done? What have I done? And of course, I didn't save what I had before. Still, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I need to cut out something there and use a grill fixture. Let me check. I think I need to find something else here. What I achieved now is to have a nice surrounding and insert taillights by covering it up again. And now what we can do is hopefully properly mold into that. Okay, I also wanted to have some kind of lip or spoiler there on the back. That one is actually quite interesting because it also has these seams there, following the seams on the body. But it looks like it's broken in general and doesn't take the paint. Yes, this is it, a nice border, and now let's experiment further with how we cut out something. Yeah. Alright, that almost looks like a rear. That's acceptable. I think I still want something on this big empty plane here. Maybe some kind of bar, whatever. Or some molding. And with this molding we have created this nice natural division, and we can put the model name below it. And I was thinking about synonyms basically for the Freccia, for arrow, and I think Saetta is a good name that we can place on there. I hope the Italians don't hate me for pronunciation or the meaning, whatever I might not get, but I think it is nice. Oh, I did never try this one out. We can have our own pipes somehow. Oh, that's nice. I need to remember that for the future. The Group C car would have been so nice with it. Oh, this is great. I can go through the different points and do whatever I want. So nice. I will have so much fun with this. But now we need to do something different. And then we are basically done. I mean, this part is now not repeating anymore. I can check if I get this one still in there. And if I now put them onto the front as well, is this here enough? Let's try. I also don't want to overdo it and make it too busy. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. Cute little car. The taillights are probably what look the oldest on the car given the time. But maybe it's alright. Maybe the front is just too modern, or the front lights are too modern. But no, I think it's alright. Yeah, I'm happy. Alright, that's it. I am really happy. The more I look at it, the more happy I become. The taillights could maybe have been a bit larger as well, but it would require a lot of rework, so let's leave it at that and rather focus on the interior for now. To be honest, I never really understood how these floors worked, and I always used them in 3D. And now I see they just snap so nicely, except for the very center bit. But yeah, it actually works in 2D mode. Just the chassis tunnel is too wide. But maybe we can adjust that. Somehow the chassis tunnel size slider doesn't always work. Maybe it's a space frame issue, I don't know. Now I thought this floor would work so nicely, and then it's causing so many issues. Let's see if this works. Small problem here, but it's okay. Now, a proper interior dashboard and stuff. Then do I cover the engine? I think so. I think it's not appropriate to leave it open, not for this type of car. But first, the seats. That's good enough there. Okay, gear stick and handbrake, and then we're done. And maybe a steering wheel would be nice as well. There are just so many things you could do, ignition keys and so on, but I don't really have the patience. I'm going to try this out now in Beam just to see if all the materials are exporting nicely, and then we are going to do the engineering, and then we are going to do the other trims. Okay, it's just the steering wheel that wants a texture, and the rest is alright. And I also need to color the brakes. I think this is really good enough now. And yeah, the interior as always does make a huge difference, but you can add so much more detail there. But yeah, let's do some engineering. And first of all, I think I want to replace the engine variant. I mean, the engine is not super bad and super old, it's from '83, but it just doesn't feel right to not have any upgrade at all. So let's see what we can do. It's already MPFI, it already has a performance intake. Yeah, probably I'll keep it on performance. Can we upbore it a little bit? Probably not. We also already have balanced shafts. Maybe we can just bring it to 125 horsepower. What about the fuel? Yeah, fuel of 95 RON is becoming more and more available. And until this is on the market, I think it should be alright. Also, one click of quality here. Still it says with 8, not with 9. And yeah, as I said, we are still far away. With 9 is probably not possible without significant changes, and it's only coming in 98. So let's care about that one later. I just do a quick fine-tuning run of the engine and then head on to the car. 126 horsepower Stradale Evo 4. Let's check out the gearing. Bit of an overdrive there, probably not needed. Good 0 to 100 performance is very important for this one. You could shorten the gearing even more, but 7.4 seconds is more than enough, I think. Oversteer, understeer, definitely a problem, but yeah, the front wheels are already so slim. I don't want to make them even slimmer. I think still it looks alright. I need to fix the over-understeer otherwise. Brakes are good. Aero, yeah, let's do a bit of rear wing. We're almost there to make it also work in automation. Some quality here. It's going really quick, that's good. Two seats, sport and premium cassette. Yeah, let's add one click of quality just to make it more premium. That's alright. Yeah, the advanced 80 safety is probably killing us. Need to check the safety requirements. Those are always killing us. And fix the oversteer. Camber, 4.5 degrees of roll angle, 400 kilos of load. That's good. Then we have an 880 kilogram car, which is very nice. But yeah, the problem is safety. Vrinia is 30 and will stay there. The problem is Helvetia with 35. Can we get it to sell in Helvetia? We need more quality, that's for sure. 2 clicks. 2 clicks of quality, yes. And then they still don't like it too much. Although I don't know why. Because it's the fuel availability still. So let's check a different fuel. Go back to 91. Now we have 125 horsepower. And okay, now it's green. It was the fuel. And we can sell it in Helvetia. Yeah, the Saeta is coming to Helvetia. That sounds awesome. It will be so nice on the mountain roads. And do they like it there? Yes. Even they do have a light sports market now. That's pretty good. Should also be okay cost-wise. And then let's do a convertible, a Targa version. Oh, there's also a hatchback or shooting brake. Let's see how it would look like. Ooh, yeah, a bit long on the rear though. So convertible it is. There it is. There's no Targa unfortunately, so let's choose this. It's looking good. Automatic soft top, not hidden, right? Convertible sport or convertible sport budget. Let's check budget light sports. 21. Convertible Sport 29. Yeah, Convertible Sport. It is failing safety standards. Nice. Again, many points off. I also didn't optimize the weight distribution. A little bit towards the front maybe. And this is what I wanted to do. Let me put that next to 65 and do it for the other car as well. The safety problem is that we don't have a monocoque. I might still check out if we can move to a medium factory. I know it's a very bold move, but maybe we can go for a monocoque for this one. This would be so nice. $73 and $63. So sport interior is better. Also it needs more brakes. And other than that, it's pretty much alright. Suspension is on the drivable side still. The convertible is selling really well into the light sports as well, but I don't know why. But yeah, these are the two base cars. Before I do one more trim, let's check the engineering first. 42 months is really good. Can even spend some on reliability, on the process, on whatever. And let's check our engine project. Oh, I can make it so much more expensive and longer. Yeah, take more time to learn and optimize, and then we have a really good engine. I aim for 60 months, 5 years. This is still the old Formula 2 engine, the base. This is so nice. Let us see regarding production numbers what we can do here. The Freccia is an 83 model, so let's go back to the campaign hub and see if this really is the case. And there it is. Yeah, there's nothing new coming, no new facelift. So maybe 60 months is a bit too much. Maybe we go down to 4 years, because this will be quite old by then. And we don't want to lose our main cash cow. So 48 months is the new target. What if we move to a medium factory and make this our real first mass production model? Yeah, I can pay this. We would probably need aluminium presses and of course steel presses. And yeah, these are the really expensive things. And this will probably bring us to a bit of lore. Does Lorenzo Antonelli really approve of this kind of mass production and money wasting? The son, Giorgio, already has a lot of influence in the company. Lorenzo is over 70 years old by now, and the tensions are getting stronger and stronger between him and the son. I think it is time that Giorgio finally has a say. We need to take this one step up. We have the capability to do so. So let's see, what if we can make this a monocoque car? This will be a super expensive project, of course. So let's choose only 3 upgrades. Maybe we don't need the aluminium presses. We will see about that. So we start with an M1 factory with max 2 shifts. Oh, the build quality. Oh no. What's the build time? 21 months. Okay, so it can take a little until we hire good workers. The engine factory is overworked, so the engine factory needs to be upgraded as well, of course. So let's go back to the cars and see what if we make this a monocoque steel. Monocoque for the very first time. The car is even lighter, so much safer, and overall, yeah, probably better. Cheaper to produce, takes a bit longer to engineer. It's already safer and we can save some money there in the safety quality and engineering time. Even standard safety is alright for the Berlinetta. And look at this, it's just scoring so much better. So let's try it. And same for the Spider. What do we need? What do we need safety-wise here? Yeah, this will now also be sold in Helvetia. Needs a bit of quality there. Engineering time 27. What if we go for advanced? Yeah, I can get away with cheap advanced safety for this one. So let's do that. I need to check out the weight distributions or the suspension tuning if it is still alright. ...125 horsepower might seem to be a bit underpowered, but this car is under 900 kilograms. I think it's totally alright. But if you say it's not enough, then of course we have the Cinghiale. Which engine do we want to have in this one? Yeah, the V6 for sure. This one is in production already, so let's not replace it, let's just choose it. I think it's really good enough. 240 horsepower, turbocharged. Of course we need to have it in black. And it needs the Cinghiale badge, of course. We'll get different rims, proper sporty ones. These are too racy. Yeah, let's choose this. And yeah, first of all, of course, this is not everything. We need other fixtures and more fixtures. We need a proper wing on there. Maybe this one. I had this earlier already. And in plastic I think it works. What else do we want? Different front body kit, I guess. And we need some more venting in the rear, and maybe we can finally use our beloved sausage vents. Okay, then we have at least something a bit different. And then let's see what the car can do, stats-wise. First of all, emissions are good, pretty good. And speed we can have more. Yeah, can almost reach 250. Super quick from 0 to 100. It's insane. Even have some wheel spin there. And yeah, we definitely need wider tires. 225, 245. And can we do 17 inches? Yes, we can. Don't know if it's too much for the time. Probably yes, but it looks good. And here we need bigger brakes. So this is track premium, I guess. For the interiors, this is sport, and it will also not get the luxury cassette. Just 2 clicks more quality. Yeah, everything else will stay the same. It will still sell in Helvetia. Suspension, we need to lower it by a few centimeters. This is looking pretty good. It even goes a little bit into the supercar market. I really hope I don't kill all of my proper supercars just because the entry-level car is so good. But probably the price will make the difference and they don't want to have a pleb car. Anyway, I need to go down to 4 years. It's sad that reliability will suffer. I will have to work harder. The missing experience from the monocoque shows. Yeah, we have no experience with monocoque chassis and I need to just throw money at it to be quicker. I don't think I can do 4 years, so let's do 4.5, 54 months. Let's do the same again for the engine. And we produce way too many cars, so we need to upgrade our engine factory as well. Ouch. Let's reconfigure the car factory. We do not want to have the Cinghiale in this one, or do we? I think we can actually do it. It's not really different. The question is just aluminium presses or not. It will increase the cost dramatically of this project and of the factory. So let's check the car prices. 7,600 to 9,800, and we have around 1,700 cars per month. And with the presses we have around 2,000 cars. Cost is not that much of a difference. So I think for now I go without it. We still have the old school panel manufacturing process, so at least Lorenzo has something to be happy about. It's a proper skill you need to have and not a machine doing it. Still, we get very decent profit from this. Okay, so what do? So for the Berlinetta, the budget of light sports buyers, we produce too many cars. Yeah, maybe not go to 2 shifts immediately. 1 shift for now, and we can still hire more people later. Then also our prices will make more sense. Maybe I killed my margin a bit with that. 20k for the Berlinetta, 25k for the Spider. How much for the Cinghiale Trim? 35. Deposits 30%. Oh, 35k is not enough margin. 40k at least, and even then margin is bad. So let's just keep it like this. I hope it will be fine, if we can afford it. So just checking, I make around 120 million per year, which means 10 million per month of profit later. This is what I need to consider in the interest cost per month. So currently 123 million in the bank. This project costs me around 500 million. So 2/3 is definitely on the safe side, because that's the money that we currently have. If we stay around break even, then we are fine. So let's sign it off. And with that, I'd rather call it a day and test the prototypes of the Berlinetta and the Cinghiale on the test track. See you there. And here we are. Car is looking really nice, exported nicely, and I cannot wait to take it for a spin. This should be proper fun. The only thing that didn't really work out, of course, is the single exhaust. Inline 4 engine only has 1 exhaust. Second port is not hooked up. In reality, of course, we would have the muffler there to really hook them up both, and then it would smoke out of both of the ports. But well, let's see what this can do. Really nice off the line, just a little bit of wheel spin, accelerating nicely. And oh yeah, this has the Cisalpina trademark oversteer. Already with this little power, it's a bit of a handful, but very well controllable. So if you want to have a drift car, I mean, this could be it. Probably not by jumping on the gas, but by just letting it go and working with your steering to get it into a drift. It's a bit understeery, the way I feared, because of the skinny front tires. But once you apply some throttle, it's really rotating really nicely. Speed is plenty here on the back straight. Can we reach 200 through the slingshot? Yes, yes we can. And I can keep it planted. Just want to be super careful here for Bavarian Bend again. ABS kicks in. Yes, I make it. Almost catches me on the way out. And now preparing for hard braking. Luckily we have ABS and the whole car is shaking. Because of that, we are through. No issue at all, just a little bit of a slide on the exit. Just a few corners to go. And I didn't crash yet. That's a new thing for me. I think that's the only car I took so far without crashing on the very first try. Yeah, still only 2 corners to go. Still going. I mean, having ABS really helps, of course, but this car still is sketchy, even though it has no power. And there, the finish line is in sight. What do we get? Yeah, something like a 230. Yeah, just above that. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. For being one of the weakest cars that we ever made, I think this is pretty good. And a lot of fun. Really a lot of fun to drive. So, what could possibly go wrong if we now jump into the Cinghiale with only double the power, almost 240 compared to 125 horsepower, and oh yeah, this sounds really nice. But yeah, I'm honest, I'm a bit scared. Let's give it a go. First chicane. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Please help me. Give me strength. This is super sketchy. One of the worst cars probably I have ever created. Understeer, snap oversteer, couple that with turbo lag. It's excellent. I tried way too long, but I had to give this a little bit of a makeover, but only on the suspension and tires side. So I gave it 2 65s in the rear. I made the front harder, the rear softer. I decoupled the rear anti-roll bar, more toe, and hoping that this will now finally not kill me anymore. No difference off the line, obviously. And oh yeah, so much more planted. It's crazy how much a few clicks of the suspension and tires can do. It's almost, I almost overdid it a bit. I cannot really get it to slide anymore. Maybe the proper balance would be somewhere in the middle. But yeah, this is almost alright. Yeah, ran a bit wide there. That's okay. Caswell's carousel still understeering quite a bit. Small snap on the exit, but I could catch it pretty easily. And now how quick can we go? Already reaching the 200 that the standard version did. And up to 230. Slingshot. Almost flat. I just lifted the tiniest bit, 90% of throttle maybe through there, and then braking, ABS kicking in, the car vibrates again. It's just too light, ABS too aggressive, easy going, and again hard brake. Oh. Ah, that hurt. But we're through. Not the best lap, but as I did a retune, it's fine to not have the perfect drive. But we need to consider this for the facelift, that we tune it. Oh, it just goes straight. And maybe we find a good balance for the facelift. This could be a really fun car once we get the suspension tuning right. And it's not slow. It's really not slow, and this is on normal road going sports tires. We approach the finish. 217. Not shabby. Not shabby. Now imagine doing this with a properly tuned car. And this was fun. I like this car quite a lot. I didn't think I would like one of our standard models so much, but I do. But it was also very, very painful to build this car. Sometimes it's better if you just follow the normal workflows in automation. Don't do anything special. I have been suffering so much with the floors, my side vent, with the rear especially, because I wanted to do something special and be the special snowflake, and then had to suffer quite a lot. But I'm happy with the end result, and I hope you are too. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you want to drive it yourself, as I said, check out my Discord, link below. And other than that, I just want to thank you for watching. Thanks for your support, and see you all again very soon. Bye bye.